Hi everyone, Doug here. Welcome back to yet another board game channel and yet another turn of Eldritch Horror versus Nephren-Ka, the Dark Pharaoh. Fairly certain we're going to run out of time on this one, but we'll plug on anyway and see what happens. Yeah, I really wanted to solve the second mystery this turn because everybody failed completely to pick up the clues that they needed to do so. It won't be until at least next turn that we get the second mystery done, leaving us with very little time to work on a third one. But we'll see. Maybe we'll get astoundingly lucky on the third one, and it's something that we'll be, primed to do. All right, we are going to go into the action phase right away. I've made George the lead investigator, partly just so that everybody on the Aaaaand board goes one after another, so I don't have to bounce the camera back and forth so much. So yes, we will start with George, who is on the Nile River. Want him to stay there because there's a clue a clue he could pick up. So he is going to first of all just rest, which will leave him at his maximum health of 4, but now he's also got 4 sanity. And we are going to roll to try to get rid of his diseased condition. So we're going to roll a die, and on a 5 or 6, get rid of that. Fingers crossed. 2. Nope. The disease lingers. So for his second action, he is simply going to focus, giving him 1. Now Mark, up next in Cairo. The only 2 things he's able to do in this area are, well, first thing he's going to do, I'm not going to have him acquire assets because his influence is 1. Cairo does actually have a sea path to space 17, which means we can go ahead and prepare for travel, as there's nothing else I can do for him except rest, which we're going to do second in a different spot. This is literally the only other action he can do. So we're going to have him pick up a ship ticket. Can't hurt to have it. Maybe it'll come in handy. Now, as a free action, he's going to move along those local paths to bring him back to Aaaaand, and he will rest. His health and sanity are full, but we're going to see about getting rid of his amnesia condition. We're going to try this one again. Once more, we need a 5 or a 6, and we rolled a 1. So that's it for Mark. Next up, we have Vincent. He's also unexcitedly going to just rest and focus. So we'll start with his rest. Resting, get him back up to his full health of 6, and get him up to a sanity of 5. He has nothing he can roll for to get rid of while resting, so instead he is going to just take a focus token. Maybe with all these focus tokens, these guys can actually pick up the clues. That's everybody in Egypt. Now we will pop over to see what Silas is going to do on the world board. Alright, Silas is in Buenos Aires. First thing we're going to do is use his special action, letting him move along 1 ship path and then performing 1 more action. We're going to have him rest. That gets him up to his, well, he was already at full health of 8. Now he's up to full sanity of 4. And we are also going to try to get rid of his amnesia by hopefully rolling a 5 or a 6. See if we can do any better with Silas. 4. Nope. Still amnesiac. And for his second action, he's going to do a regular move over here and try to get through to the Antarctica gate, hopefully, and close that. Must remember, even when he's fighting the 2 monsters on there, it's a C space. He gets an extra die for all tests while he's there. Remember that, because it'll make the fighting easier. Alright, that is it for actions. Now on to the encounter phase. We're going back to Egypt. Alright, we are back around to George, who is going to try to acquire that clue. I'm going to do a research counter on a wilderness space. See if we can get that to focus, please. Thank you. Locusts have destroyed the foliage in the area, leaving you without enough rations. Observation -1. Of course, that gives him a single die. Exactly the wrong thing for him to have to test. And got a 4. Going to use the focus because we desperately need these clues. Nope. Total failure. If you pass, if you fail, you split what meager rations you have remaining. If you have an ally asset, he does lose 2 health. Okay. Putting him down to 2 health remaining. Alright. See if Mark can do something right. He's also on a wilderness space, so you inspect the charred remains of a ritual sacrifice, hoping to discover information about the perpetrators. Observation, at least he'll be rolling 2 dice instead of 1. Failure. Spend a focus. Even got 2 1s. My God. Okay. Somebody did something right. If you pass, you find the hieroglyph Ankh carved into the skull. Gain this clue. Thank you, Mark. Okay. Now, we'll relocate slightly to get Vincent in shot, because it's his turn. Okay, Vincent in Alexandria. We'll be doing a city research encounter. And why don't I want to focus? There we go. A package from someone named Abdul Reis El Drogman is addressed to a local merchant. To your horror, a corpse bursts from the package upon delivery. A mummy monster ambushes you. If you pass the... Okay, we want to pass the strength test. Let's grab a mummy. So, I guess Vincent, yeah, pretty sure he's going to fail this. His strength is 1. First, we have to do the sanity check. Oh, yeah, by default he has to fail, but oh, great. Okay, not solving the mystery next turn either. Okay, we're going to do a will check. Versus 2. He's got 5 will. His will is awesome. But he failed it anyway. So he's going to take damage. Well, I might as well spend the focus because it literally will do him no good on the combat. Okay, I'm going to spend the focus. And nope. So he's going to lose 2 sanity, putting him down to 3. Now we get to see if he loses 1 or 2 health, because we're trying to prevent 2 damage by doing strength -2. His strength is 1, so he will be rolling a single die. Nope. Takes 2 physical damage, and something bad will happen. No, okay, nothing extra bad happens. If we passed something, we would have gotten the clue and improved. Something that did not happen, which means, yes, at least 2 more turns before we can solve the mystery. Alright, well, that wraps it up for Vincent. Let's see if Silas can do anything. Alright, first thing Silas is going to do, he has to encounter both monsters. Going to start with the penguin. First thing is the horror check. He'll be doing a will +1 to prevent 1 sanity damage. That should be okay because his will is 3. It's a +1. And he gets an extra die because we're on a C space. Yes. He blocked 1. Now, the actual attack, it'll be a strength -1. We're trying to avoid taking 2 damage. And we want to do 2 damage as well. So his base strength is 3. -1. But now, he's also going to use his 45 automatic. Right, that'll give him another 3. And he gets 1 extra die because of the fishing net. It's not a plus, so we get to add it on top of the other effects. So he'll be rolling 6 dice. And we want 2 successes. Here's 5 dice. And we got 2 successes, so that's fine. That's 1 monster down. Now, he's going to have to do... Oh, and he would have had 1 more die because he's on a C space. Anyway, next he's got to deal with the cultist. See, we're going to do a will check versus 1 sanity loss. So that will be 4 dice. Nope. Well, okay. He can afford to lose 1 sanity. That leaves him with 3. I want to save the focus tokens for the actual encounter afterwards. Also, yeah, save the focus for actually beating the cultist. Because we'll be doing a lore -1. His lore is only 1. So he'll just be rolling a single die. Oh, I guess we have to do all the math first. So it's going to be lore -1 is 0. He gets an extra die because he's on a C space. He still only gets to roll 1. Crap. Oh, but he did it. He actually did it. Silas can roll, unlike everybody else's turn. Cultist is destroyed. That means Silas is going to try to close this gate. Because, yeah, we're going to be going on to the blue omen on the track. Next, we want to get rid of that one. On the other side is Lost Carcosa. Thick fog is rolling in from Lake Holly, making it impossible to see. You try to navigate your way through the mist to find the doorway back to your world. It's going to be his observation, which is currently a 4. Now, we are still on the sea space, so we get an extra die. It just says, yeah, investigators on your space roll 1 additional die when resolving tests. We got a success, so we go to the success part of the card and see what we have to do next. Voices in the fog whisper secrets to you. Gain 1 clue. Silas can pick up clues without even trying. Should just have Silas do everything. Okay, we have chosen a random clue. We will add that to Silas's player area. You find the doorway, but it is sealed by the yellow sign. Test will. His will is 3 plus 1 for the sea space. We got a success. If you pass without fear. Close this gate. Antarctica gate goes away. At least Silas got something accomplished. So that unfortunately is it for the encounter phase, which means, yeah, we're going into the dreaded mythos phase. It's probably going to be a reckoning, which is going to be very, very, very bad, considering all the conditions everybody's got. Okay, here we go. Yep, reckoning card. First of all, the omen track moves around to blue. Fortunately, all we have now is a green one on Istanbul and a red one in Sydney. That one's going to activate next turn. And yes, next up is the reckonings. So we will start with the monsters. Yes, we have a cultist here in Sydney, which means unfortunately Silas is going to take, an investigator on this space when adjacent, Silas is adjacent, loses 1 health or 1 sanity. You know what? Let's see. Maybe we could choose, I wonder if resilient would be, resilient, once per round, when you would lose health, you may test strength. If you pass, prevent the loss of up to 2 health. Whoop. Just dropped the card there. What the heck? Let's try it. Let's say he takes the health damage, but then we'll try to prevent it with the resilient. We'll have to flip the card. You know, it's only one health, and he'll still be at 7. I'm just afraid something bad will be on the other side of resilient. Alright, what other monsters have we got? Right, we have a cultist up there, but nobody is on or adjacent to space. Alright, the zombie. We now have to spawn the zombie horde epic monster on this space and put this one back in the bag. So I will be back in a moment. Alright, the zombie has gone back into the box and is being replaced by the zombie horde, which also has a reckoning effect. As you can see, it's much, much worse. If you lose health from the strength test, discard 1 ally. Awesome. On a reckoning, roll 1 die on a 1 or 2, advanced doom by 1. Ugh. Okay. That is that. Next up is the Ancient One, who is going to, Nephren-Ka is going to pull everybody one space towards the bent pyramid. I just have to figure out which is actually the shortest route. For Silas, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Sydney is actually closer to the bent pyramid, so we'll do that. Yeah, I mean, he's on a space with 3 monsters now, but he doesn't have to stay there. Let's just quickly go to the Egypt sideboard and see how everybody else gets pulled towards the pyramids. Alright, so Vince is going to get pulled to the, essentially the pyramids point, as is Mark, and George will just get pulled along to Tel El Amarna. Alright, back to the big board, and we will continue the badness. Alright, we would do Mythos cards next. Neither of our ongoing cards has a Reckoning effect. So now on to possessions and conditions. So we will start with our lead investigator, George. Let's do the good one first. Because of Sir William Brinton hanging out with him, we get to spawn a clue. Dig, dig, dig. And this clue is going to be on Arkham. Over there. Then, Haunted. Roll 1 die. On a 1, 2, or 3, flip this card. And even if we had focus, we wouldn't be able to use it for this because it's not a test, it's just a straight. 1, 2, or 3. We rolled a 3. So the Haunted kicks in. Wailing Banshee. Each night the spirit returns, wailing endlessly throughout the night. The sound of its shrill voice weakens you and deteriorates, I can't talk tonight, your health. Lose 1 health and impair strength. We can't impair his strength. He's at 1. But he's going to lose a health, leaving him at 1. Then flip this card. The card hangs around. We also have to deal with his disease condition. Guess what? We're testing strength. -1. As I just stated, his strength is 1, so he's going to roll a single die. He has no focus or clues to spend. He has failed. Disease. The disease causes your skin to turn leathery and your veins to run dry. At the peak of illness, you have lost dozens of pounds and feel yourself growing weaker every day. Lose 3 health. George is dead. Because he has a single health left. So, all of George's stuff will drop on Amarna. There he is. We are going to put a health token on that space to remind ourselves that that's how he, well, he's not dead, he's out. Remind us that is how he got knocked out. So, get rid of the conditions later. Yeah, that's it for George. He's gone. So, yeah, moving on to Mark. Next turn we get to get a replacement for George. I don't know if it'll do much good, considering we have 4 turns left. Right, moving on to Mark. He is going to test his will to see if the amnesia kicks in. He has a will of 4. Do I use his focus? Yeah, I think so, because I don't want even more horrible things to happen. Doesn't matter, still failed. So, we're flipping the amnesia. Unexplained debts. According to the paperwork written in your own hand, you took out a loan and made unspecified promises of repayment. To your dismay, there is no sign of the money or what you could have spent it on. Gain a debt condition, then discard this card. And George, whose special ability could have gotten rid of the debt condition, is gone. So, yeah, there we go. Debt condition for Mark is amnesia goes away. Next up is Vincent, who will be testing his haunted. As we saw, on a 1, 2, or 3, it will activate. 6. Okay, Vincent doesn't have to do anything. Which leaves us with Silas, who also has haunted and also has amnesia. Now and he's not on a C space anymore, so he doesn't get an extra die doing the amnesia. Well, let's do the haunted first. 1, 2, or 3, and okay, he rolled a 4. Good. So now, let's test his will of 3. He passed. Okay. That's the reckoning. We're not done. More things still have to happen. Next, we spawn another gate. And it's going to spawn in the heart of Africa. Right there. And then I choose a monster. Down right to the bottom. Got a deep one. Hey, there are the stats. On a reckoning, each investigator on this space loses a sanity. That's the gate. Now, the actual card effect. Lightning cracks across the sky. You have a sinking dread that all the good you've accomplished is about to be undone. Okay, a dark power event. Each monster recovers all health. Okay, that's fine. Then each investigator immediately encounters each monster on his space in the order of his choice. Silas now has to fight 3 monsters. All right. We may lose Silas. Okay, we're going to start with the Cho-Cho. Because if we defeat him, we'll get a random item from the asset deck. Maybe we'll get lucky there. First up, the sanity check. Doing his will of 3. Trying to prevent a single sanity hit. Nope. Let's spend, yeah, he's down to 3 sanity, so we are going to spend a focus token. No. Alright, I'm going to spend the other one. Nope. Silas is down to 2 sanity. And now he will be doing a strength test. Trying to do 1 damage and prevent 2. So that will be his, right, just straight strength, so that's going to be 3. plus another 3 for the automatic, and another die for the fishing net. That'll be, that'll be 7. Okay, we got 1 success out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll roll 2 more. Well, he took 1 damage, but he did 1 damage, which is enough to actually defeat the Cho-Cho. He'll still have 6 damage left. I'm going to go ahead and save the Resilient for now. But yeah, having defeated the Cho-Cho means we get a random item from the asset deck. Let's just grab the so ally. Item. Tome. Gain +1 lore and resolving spell effects. Well, Silas doesn't do spells. When you gain this card from the deck or reserve, gain a spell. Okay, let's see what he gets after I shuffle that card back in. So here is the very massive spell deck. I'm going to shuffle because I haven't drawn from it at all yet. So he gets Arcane Insight, a ritual. As an action, choose yourself or any investigator on another investigator on any space to test lore -2. Roll 1 additional die for each tome possession you have. If you pass, that investigator gains a clue. Now that would be great if his lore were better than 1. Okay, well, he's got that. Now let's see. Yeah, let's try the riot. See if he can calm the riot. Before resolving the strength test, you may attempt to disperse the mob with influence -1. If you pass, defeat this monster. So we'll see if we can calm them down first. It's going to be 2 dice. Yes, influence of 3 -1. Okay, you managed to calm them down, and the mob, the riot just disperses, and everybody goes home. Which leaves us with another cultist. So he'll be doing that sanity check first to prevent 1 sanity damage, so his will is 3. Nope. He's down to 1 sanity. And then he will be rolling a single die for lore -1. Yes, the secret page only gives you the extra lore when resolving a spell effect. This is not a spell. Well, he managed to clear out Sydney. He just took rather a lot of punishment. In the meantime, well, that was a almost universally disastrous turn. We lost an investigator. We failed to get clues all over the place. And even Silas, who did fairly well at first, managed to get hammered unexpectedly by a huge group of other monsters. It's going to take us at least another 2 turns to finish off our second mystery. So it'll be that and that, which will leave us, assuming that we do succeed within 2 turns, going to leave us with 2 turns to do the last mystery. Yuck. Heavy sigh. Alright, well, I hope everybody enjoyed watching it anyway. The desperate flailing about that we ended up doing here. Thanks very much everybody for watching. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for liking the videos and commenting on them, both on YouTube and Board Game Geek. It's very much appreciated. And I will see you next time with a new 4th investigator when we do yet another round of Eldritch Horror. So long.